Hello. As far as I can see, we connected. So, can you hear me? Can you see my screen? I hope that yes. Uh-huh. Okay, nice. I can see a lot of pluses here. So, it's 7 p.m. So, yeah, I think we can start. So, hello everyone. I am really glad to welcome you to the introductory stream of the Node.js course from Rolling Scope School. I hope you can hear me well and you can see my presentation now. Today I want to tell you about Rolling Scopes itself, Rolling Scopes School, and of course our Node.js course. But first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Maxim Shilov. I work at EPAM on position Senior Software Engineer, and I participate in various activities of Rolling Scope School. Since 2020, I'm Node.js course coordinator. Also, I'm one of the core developers of RSApp, our learning management system, co-organizer and contributor of JS Dev Day event. Also, I take part in RS School AWS Club sessions and our offline meetups. If you are not familiar with me yet, so nice to meet you. So let's talk about Rolling Scopes and our school. So what is Rolling Scopes? It's international community of developers, which we started in 2013. And for these 10 years in our communities, we are mostly talking about JavaScript, front-end, mobile development, but also we have a lot of meetings and talks about AWS and how to become full stack developers. Also, as you can see, we have Node.js course and we learn backend development basics and Node.js as well. We started our community in Minsk, Belarus with offline events, and today we have our regular events in more than 11 countries. It's really impressive from my point of view. We have grown a lot. By the way, recently we just celebrated our 10 years anniversary, and it's very cool. We are continue doing our stuff. Yeah. We also have Dmitry on our stream. It's founder of Rolling Scope School. Hello, Dima. Nice to meet you here. What is Rolling Scope's mission? When we just started, we didn't have any, let's say, specific mission. We just wanted to connect with our friends, connect to other engineers. We invited people from different companies in Minsk to have regular events like meetups, workshops, even some hackathons, and to have fun together, obviously. It's a place where we can find new friends, meet with other people, and learn together. Over the 10 years, we had over 100 meetups. And as I mentioned, it was in different cities and countries, so they were in various formats. And during this time, we attended several conferences in Madrid and Paris, which inspired us to organize our own conferences. In total, 9 of them, maybe even more at the moment, took place. The largest was in Minsk in 2019, where we gathered about 1,500 people for 3 days. It was a really big event. So it's our short introduction and history, and now I would like to talk about the biggest project of our community. It's RS School. RS School is a free of charge community courses conducted by members of our communities. It's obviously not a physical school, and of course we don't have any physical building where you can come, but we have people who can join online, and these people united by several in traditions which we have in our school, and obviously I will share them with you later. We mostly use Discord servers as main communication points, and since a lot of our contributors are from different companies, different countries, we chose GitHub as a main platform where we keep all our educational stuff, all our educational materials, and with all these people we develop together our platform that we use to run our courses. It's ResUp that I already mentioned. Also, we maintain several YouTube channels. At least we have a channel for English courses, and we have a channel for courses in Russian. We store our lectures, webinars, and so on, so please subscribe and join us. For you, recordings, all the meetings will be on this channel in specific dedicated playlist. This video will also be assigned to this playlist. If we are talking about principles of our school, the first one and the most important is to teach it forward. And according to this principle, all our students study at school for free. We don't ask you to make any payments and so on, but we ask our students if you study our courses and you succeed, so please go back to school as a mentor or maybe as a speaker or teacher, expert, and help us to study the new generation of students. That's what is Teach It Forward principle about. Another important principle is that we support open source philosophy, and it's really important for our community to keep everything on open source, mostly on GitHub, as I mentioned, in order to provide ways to collaborate. For example, to fork some educational program and reuse it in the way you want. You can make some changes and so on. So this is how our contributors want to do that. So all school's materials are publicly available. You can even learn it without running on the course, but it helps you to stay in some pace, and it helps you to interact with other students, so it's better to learn during course runs. And I already mentioned ResUp. It's our learning platform that is also open source tool. You can find its code, you can contribute. Please join our ResUp contributors as well. And if you are a front-end or back-end developer with Node.js, you can join our community and contribute to open source. It's nice things to your portfolio, and of course, it's it's really awesome for getting some pluses in your karma, yeah, and let's talk about how people involved in our school. Majority of you start as a student. They join some course, and our courses are quite long because we don't want just to run this course. We want to teach you something. We want you to have real knowledge, real hands-on experience. So our courses, most of them last from 2 or 3 to 6 or 7 months. Maybe even more if we are talking about front-end course, and during this time we really push students to help each other, and people who actively help others, we promote them to a new role. It's RS activist role, and this is this is the core of our community. RS activists are people who help us to prepare new tasks, who work on support, who manage to fix a lot of issues related to educational process and so on. And basically these people who later become our greatest contributors, trainers, speakers, and so on. And then like around 10% of our people graduate from the course, because we have some completion criteria. For most cases you need to complete all the tasks in time and have score at least about 70% from maximal score. This may change, this may vary from course to course, but in general requirements looks like this. And as I mentioned, because of our principle teach it forward, we invite them to help us to teach new wave of students. This is how our school works, how we can manage and conduct this education over these 10 years. We mostly focusing on JavaScript and TypeScript stack, React, but this year we introduced new courses on AWS, and if we will find more contributors, we will maybe manage to provide some more courses on AWS. For example, right now we prepare a course for DevOps based on AWS Cloud. So you can just find recent status of courses on our website. It's rs.school. You can check all the actual information and schedule here. I have some statistics for you. It's not previous year statistics, to be honest. I didn't collect it, but I'm pretty sure it's the same numbers or bigger. So regarding statistic for this year, we had students from 11 countries. Over 600 people were involved in our educational process. And of course, thanks again for all of them for their dedication, volunteering, and their support. It's really important for us. I already mentioned that right now we focus on AWS, and we have AWS Club. It's a part of our communities where we, together with Amazon employees, Amazon architects, Amazon dev advocates, learn about AWS, new services and best practices. We provide some, let's say, architectural meetings time up to time. So it's really good for you if you want to learn cloud and specifically AWS. Also, we create, start and build local user groups. For example, user group in Tashkent or user group in Astana, Almaty, Gdansk, and so on. Maybe if you don't have your own user group in your city, you can join us. You can join our community or join our collaboration with Amazon and start this group. It's really beneficial because Amazon provides support for community builders. And for example, some benefits like $500 for your Amazon account, it's really useful for you. You can use it to learn and practice how to use AWS. And as I've mentioned, we created online courses to prepare students for AWS certification, AWS Fundamentals, and AWS Cloud Development course. How to join our courses or AWS Club? Very important question. So we have a website, rs.school, where you can find information about our courses, and we have Discord of AWS Club. You can see links on your screen. Of course, I will share it with you later after the stream in the follow-up message, so don't worry, you will have all of this. Also, that's was about general part, and now we are here for introduction to Node.js course, so let's talk about it. So what RS School provides? We offer course program, course tasks, cross checks, online streams, time up to time Q&A sessions. Also, we maintain and keep learning program up to date. We support and improve RS app to run these courses. We drive learning process and support communication channels for you. Specifically, we support those Discord servers that I mentioned. Education at school is practice oriented, and we follow a 17-20-10 learning model, where only about 10% of knowledge is given in solid form, like just learning materials, something you should remember, something you should learn in theory. 20% of knowledge is related to the interaction with our community, and the biggest part, about 70% of learning, is self-study with really a lot of practice. Our courses are practice-oriented, as I already mentioned. About communication channels. All communication and announcements, all changes in assignments, course programs, etc. can be found on Discord. It's like your primary communication point. So please join using this invite link. Also, you can read frequently asked questions channel. It's up to date to the current iteration of the course. There you will find a lot of useful information. For example, how to submit tasks, dedication of channels, I don't know, Discord roles, everything useful for you is here. So please, before asking the questions, check. You can check this channel. Maybe you will find your answer to your question there. And how to join the course. There are two key points in order to study on the course. You must be registered for the course in the RS app. You can see a registration link here on the screen. I will provide it to you later, of course, with all other links. And please be sure to join the chat in the Discord, because all communication and announcements will be there in announcements channel. This is the primary source of information. So please stay in touch. So what we are going to learn during the course. In the course, we study various topics that you need for mastering the basics of backend development using Node.js. You can see them on the screen. We learn, first of all, we learn Node.js fundamentals and core Node.js APIs. Also, we learn approaches for testing Node.js applications. Also, we learn how to use REST and GraphQL. We study some databases basics. Specifically, we learn SQL basics and Postgres. We learn how to containerize your application using Docker containers, some approaches for logging and error handling, and of course, we learn some real-world widely used framework for backend development. It's Nest.js. It's really very cool. It's inspiring how many things you have there out of the box, and it has very pretty syntax. So I hope you will enjoy it. During learning the basics of Node.js, we cover the following topics: how to install Node.js and manage its versions, how to work with commonly used APIs such as file systems, streams, modules, timers, command line interface, child processes, worker threads, operation systems, zlib, crypto. We also have a cluster in our learning program. It's not mentioned here, but okay, just as a subtype of child process. We learned how event loop works in Node.js and its differences from front-end. We learn blocking versus non-blocking input-output, and we have two practical tasks for this topic. The first one, you study APIs in, let's say, isolation, and in the second one, you can gather all your knowledge and apply it to create a console Node.js application called File Manager. After that, we have network communication topic. We learn basics of network communication and how to build a web server using Node.js API. Specifically, we use a native HTTP module. You will know how all your favorite libraries and framework works under the hood. How to test REST APIs. Also, we learn REST basics, WebSockets, GraphQL, and we have 3 tasks for this topic. In the first task, you build HTTP API using pure Node.js. In the second task, you will work with WebSockets on the server side using Sockets.io. With already implemented front end, there will be a game Battleship. You will write a backend server for this. And also you will learn GraphQL and its differences from REST in task GraphQL basics. And also, as I mentioned, we learn Nest.js basics. We learn how to build Nest.js REST API. We apply containerization of this application using Docker. We try some login and error handling approaches in Nest.js application. SQL basics and Postgres is also applied here. And we will try to implement authentication and authorization using JSON Web Tokens. And we have some practical assignments for this topic. It's a home library service, which consists of 3 parts. First of all, you will implement a basic service, and then you will gradually improve it, applying new functionality. So, course, in terms of practical tasks, course is divided into 2 halves. In the first half, tasks are independent of each other, and you can do it separately. And in the second half, we implement Nest.js REST service, home library service task with gradual improvement. So these tasks depend one on another, and you need to do it stage by stage. Now you can see some useful links on the screen. First one is course program. This is a repository with practical assignments. You will have links from the program to this repository as well. And also here is the link to the YouTube channel where you will be able to find videos with task issuances and solution reviews. Okay, that's all about course overview. Let's talk about learning process. Some key aspects of the learning process are the following. First of all, the main tasks are issued in weekly frames. It takes 1 or 2 weeks usually. And tasks timeline starts on Tuesdays, and deadline for submission of solution is Monday evening. So you begin on Monday, and you need to submit, you begin on Tuesday, and you need to submit your solution before Monday evening end. Also, after submission deadline, then cross-check begins, which lasts until Sunday evening. And approximate time that you need to spend on training is about 20 hours per week. Maybe personally you will need more or less. It depends on your background and how fast you learn and what experience do you have. But if we are talking about average, it takes about 20 hours per week. We have some rules here, of course, that there are some reasons why we can expel you from the course. And first of all is cheating, of course. Most often we are talking about copying someone else's code. We periodically check for stolen code and expel people who cheated. So please solve the tasks by yourself. Expel may happen at any moment of the course. For example, we can expel you at the end of the course for cheating on first task. Next one is inappropriate behavior, like harassment, discrimination, sensitive content, and so on. This is what we deem unacceptable. So please remain polite and friendly. It's important for us to have a safe environment for you to have better learning experience. And also, next one is prolonged lack of activity on the course. For example, if you didn't submit some assignments in a row, for example, you didn't submit 3 or 4 tasks in a row. In case you were expelled under this reason, we can restore you on the course if you wish. This is just for keeping course statistics up to date. We really want to know what is actual number of active students, how many people solve tasks, how many people actually learn on the course. It helps us to plan some course activities, so it's it's not irreversible as for these two, but still it may happen to you. Don't worry, you can come to me and we will restore you on the course. As I said earlier, we use RSAP for driving learning process, and we have really a lot of stuff there, but the most useful pages for you are students dashboard, score, schedule, and cross-check submit and cross-check review. The student dashboard page contains, let's say, overview of your progress on the course, your position, your score, your task statistics, some widgets with available tasks. It's like short overview where you are on the course at the moment. On the score page, you can see a list of students ranked by rating, their overall score, and individual assignment scores. So there is one important thing that you should remember about score. It's not recalculated in real time. It's updated once a day. So if you don't see recent updates on your tasks, for example, you submitted solution, you have score, but you don't see it in score table yet. So please just wait. You have this reminder that we update total score and your position once a day at 4 a.m. In GMT +3 time zone. Next one is a schedule page. The name of this page speaks for itself. This is the course schedule. There you can find deadlines for course tasks, tests, some course events. They are split into categories depending on timeline and status. So you can see that you have available tab, review tab, future, missed, done, archived, and you can see all tabs there. So this is what you need to check actual timeline of your tasks. We already mentioned cross-check several times, and let's talk about it in more detail. We don't have personal mentors on the Node.js course who would check your assignments and grade them. Instead, students of the course check each other's work. What does it mean? Each student checks the work of 3 or 4 other students, and accordingly 3 or 4 other students check his or her work. The task is graded as an average, and cross-check consists of 2 parts. First of all, it's cross-check submit. You send your solution for review after you're done, after you implemented this task. After that, you have cross-check review. You review the solution of other students. There is one very important detail. Please pay attention to this. In order to get score for the task, you must submit your work for review on time before deadline and check the work of other students. If you don't do any of this, if you, for example, if you submit a solution but you didn't review solution of other people, or you didn't submit it yours, you won't get a score for the task. score will be 0. So it's very important to strictly follow deadlines and do stuff on time, and we don't prolong those deadlines. And so guys, please check Discord, please check schedule, ask questions if you are not sure about something, because if you will not be able to do it on time, unfortunately there is nothing we can do about it. And yeah, as I mentioned, all students study together in one program, and we also have time-dependent and collaborative workflow for checking assignments. Therefore, unfortunately, we cannot individually change deadline for submissions and reviews. So please try to do everything on time and do not leave it to the last moment. For example, you can submit pull request links in advance, because it will not change. When you change the code, you can not wait until the last day of the check. Yeah, so it's really important. And that's probably it. Let's move on to discussion of your first assignment, which is Node.js basics. It's an assignment that will allow you to learn commonly used Node.js APIs. On the screen, you can see links to the program, modules, and that you need, and you have a link to the practical task. Let me show you another screen. Okay, I hope you can see it. As I mentioned, we have this course program. Here, this is your root source of what you have to do now. It contains all course program modules with all references. So what to expect from you? For learning on the course, you need to have good knowledge of JavaScript. You need to have some basic knowledge of Git and GitHub. For example, you need to know how to make commits, what are commit naming rules. You have to know how to create a pull request, how to perform, I don't know, merge, rebase, some basics, you know. You need to have basic knowledge of TypeScript, because from some point in the course we switch from JavaScript to TypeScript. As far as I remember, from third or fourth task it became an option with additional score, and after that we fully switched to TypeScript. If you didn't have experience with TypeScript yet, you can learn it in advance. You should have basic knowledge of computer science, some algorithms basics, I don't know, patterns, data structures, code complexity, not really much, but just to be able to understand what we are talking about during the course. And of course, be able to spend at least 20 hours per week for studying. Okay, so you can see that on the first week we have two modules. First one is Node.js installation and configuration. Here you have some theory how to install Node.js. It seems that we need to update this link, so okay, I will update it. And also we have link how to install Node.js version manager. It's important for you because in real life you can have necessity to manage multiple Node.js versions on your local machine, because some of your project parts may use one version of Node.js, maybe some parts may use different. For example, in this course we will use latest long-term support version. It's version 20, and all tasks will be implemented with using this version. And you have this module Node.js basics. Okay, please give me a second. I really speak a lot. So we have some theory for you here. It links to documentation and other useful resources. And here at the bottom, you can see your assignment. You can see assignment itself. You need to implement several Node.js APIs in separate. We will take a look at the repository that we need to fork later. But you have some technical requirements. You should use 20 version of Node.js, LTS version. Now it's 20.11.0. You should use this version when you install Node.js. And you need to implement some subtasks that use file system API, command line interface API, modules API. You will learn how to create a hash for files and check it, how to use streams, and how to use how to archive and unarchive files, and how to use worker threads and child processes. And also we will talk about it later when we will review your solution, but you have this cross-check manual, how to check other students' tasks, and you have scoring for this task. This is what your task score consists from. So, for example, for proper implementation of create.js, you will have 6 points in score. For copy.js implementation, you will have 10 points. You have some basic scope and advanced scope. Advanced scope are more complex tasks, and of course you will get more points for this. And we have forfeits for the task. As I mentioned, any external tools and libraries usage is prohibited for this task. You will lose almost all your score for this. So please just use pure Node.js APIs. It contains everything you need. And also for breaking deadlines, you will lose about third part of your score. If you will have commits after deadline, because as I mentioned, we need to be in a single workflow, and at the deadline moment, students that check your work should be able to see final result. That's basically it. For learning Node.js APIs, I highly recommend you using official documentation. It's really awesome. It contains everything you need. It's split into modules. For example, if you need to know how to work with file system, you are going to dedicated module, and you can see all APIs, annotation with examples. Please don't use other resources. There is nothing better than Node.js official documentation. And let's take a look. Let's take a look at the repositories that you need to fork. Okay. You have this repository that contains src folder. Here you have some, let's say, stubs. You have empty function, and you need to write your solution inside of it. And it's very important, do not change annotation of the function. So please don't rename it, don't make asynchronous function synchronous, don't move these files. All you need is to write your code inside of this function. Of course, you can write some code outside, but please don't change what already exists there. And also you have some scripts. It's npm scripts that check how your function works. You will have this inside of the assignment repository. You have score, and those scripts they check one by one each part of the assignment. It should work according to the requirements in assignment.md file. I believe this is it. If you have some questions, I will take a look. I will take a look at the live streaming chat, and we will answer it here. Okay. Come on, npm start. Yeah. Where is it better to ask like question here or in our Discord? It's better to ask questions in Discord, but because this is the first translation, maybe not all the people registered at Discord, so you can ask it here and I will check Discord later. When the event start? It's already started, as you can see. Will questions be answered in the end? Yes, of course. I will not leave you alone struggling for answers. Pam 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 pam. Yeah, we have participants that speak other languages. Guys, I remind you that this course is conducted in English, so please use this as a primary communication language. It's very important for all of us to understand each other. Nice to meet you. Don't forget to subscribe to the Reschool channel. Yes, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Please subscribe, push likes, and so on. Yeah, happy anniversary. How can I get into your company? Unfortunately, during this course, we don't provide, at least at the moment, Dmitry can correct me if I'm not right, but we don't provide job opportunities. It's just Node.js learning. Only I have bad quality of video, somebody else. Yeah, do not forget to mention about donations, guys. We are living on your free, on your let's say not mandatory but highly desirable donations. You can donate to us using Patreon. You have some links in RSAP. Yeah, it's important for us and it helps us. It helps us to maintain our infrastructure, pay for host, pay for AWS where we check your tasks, and so on. Is it mandatory to have Node 20? Isn't 18 enough? Nope, it's mandatory to have Node 20. As I mentioned, we want to use latest LTS. 18 is a little bit outdated, so we will use most modern one. If tasks say 20 and it's LTS for almost a year, why use 18? Yeah, we use 20. Will we need any VPC, VDS? No, you don't need it. You run your code locally. What about Express? We don't use Express during this course. What we will do, we will learn Nest.js, which uses Express under the hood by default. So some knowledge of Express APIs is good for you, but we will not use it separately from Nest.js. Should we clone repo after forking and then push solution to main branch? No, you will have your workflow in frequently asked questions channel. You need to create separated branch for your solution and then create a pull request to main branch from your development branch. We will learn Express. Why not? Because Express is not a thing that used in new projects. It's quite old and it's used under the hood of Nest.js. That's why we don't learn it. Previously we learned it, but now we learn Nest.js instead. Okay, some crude API has the same deadline as basic testing. Is it correct? Schedule may be updated. You will see it later. For now, you have actual deadlines for first task, and then some deadlines may change. You will see changes in deadlines in announcements. I will provide you with all the links to the GitHub channel and so on. What link do we submit for cross-check? To repo itself? No, you submit oh, I missed this question. You submit a link to the pull request, and it's also described in course documentation and frequently asked question. Should we use common modules or ECMAScript models? Good question, actually. For some tasks, you will have predefined module system, and in your first task, you will learn CommonJS and ECMAScript modules differences, and you will learn how to transform your CommonJS modules into ECMAScript modules, and vice versa. After finishing the course, can we get a job with certificate? Okay, I believe after finishing the course, you will have enough experience to try to apply for some vacancies as a junior backend developer. You will have our school certificate, but as I mentioned, we don't offer any job propositions at the moment. Where we can find links to the tasks in the course program, and I will share all the links with you. What country are you in now? I live in Poland now. In some courses, there are many stages, and you need to pass interview to participate. Nope, we don't have interviews and tech check during the course because we don't have enough mentors for this. So Node.js course doesn't have any interviews and tech checks. Yes, I will provide you link for the materials. In 3 months enough to learn Node.js. I believe that if you have some experience with JavaScript, if you know the basics that I mentioned, 3 months is enough for you to learn Node.js basics, and you will have good starting point to continue your adventure in backend development world. So for learning basics, of course, but you know, backend development is really big, and of course we can't cover all the stuff during this course. Where to get the slides? You will have recording of the translation, but I don't share with you this presentation, unfortunately. Upper school at will we push our changes to forked repo? Yes, you will push your changes to forked repo. Please don't submit your solutions to the initial repository. I will remove all those merge requests. FS native module of the Node.js or external lib. No penalty if we Andrei, I believe you answered your question. You will have penalty of 95% if you use any external library. Any. Only FS native module is allowed. Will we use a private repository? Nope. You will use public repositories, your own repositories that contain fork. We don't have private repository there. Is Nest.js included in the course? Yes, as I mentioned, we will have it in the second part of the course. What about the final task, which is a team effort? We don't have team tasks. You will perform this task on your own, so we don't work there as a team. Will there be an interview? Nope. What about the mentor? We don't have personal mentors. We have some, let's say, shared mentors. Me as a course organizer and main contributor. We also have Andrei Auchinnikov here. He's responsible for the WebSockets task-related stuff. Also, we have Bogdan Noskov that is responsible for GraphQL basics, and also we have Vadim Antonov that is responsible for, let's say, general support for the course. Will a good knowledge of the backend on the Node helps learn Java, Rust, and other backend languages? Are the APIs similar? I believe that there are some intersections. For example, if you will learn how to work with streams, I believe that streams work similar way in those in all those platforms, but not really. If you learn Node.js basics, you learn Node.js basics. It will not help you in learning Java, Rust, and other backend languages much. So we start tomorrow. We will have lecture dedicated to the first task. You have this lecture. We have task issuance here. So you have all the necessary information about the task in task description and assignment description. How I need to commit my tasks using fork. So basically you create fork from base repository. You will have your own repository where you can create development branch and connect it to your local repository version. Of course, you need to clone your forked repository to your local machine. Then you commit and then you push this stuff to remote branch. Then you create a pull request, submit link for cross-check, submit, and this is it. Guys, only I have a problem to be invited at Discord. I checked linked and it works. You shouldn't. Can you tell something about this announcement? EPAM employment and onboarding process for REST school graduate in 2024 in the Guka region. Sorry, I don't have enough information. I believe you can ask, maybe you can ask contact person when that mentioned where you see it. This event is only about Node.js course. What is the difference between Nest.js and Express.js? Nest.js is a backend framework that has a lot of APIs out of the box. It provides for you some restrictions and some, let's say, structure, how you write your application. And Express.js is just a library that provides you with some APIs to easily create a web server and so on, and it's used under the hood of Nest.js. So Nest.js is like a more comprehensive and bigger thing. How to subscribe to this course in RSApp? You will have link to register to the course. You need GitHub account to do it. So it turns out there are less backend devs than front-end devs in JS ecosystem. I believe that yes, but number of full-stack developers grows over the time, and from my point of view, it's better if you know both sides, and you will be able to build your applications end-to-end, front-end and back-end parts. Do explain each other lessons or have, again, other mentors? You can communicate with other students. You will have, from our side as a mentors, you will have review sessions. You can ask your questions, but we don't have personal mentoring. Because unfortunately we don't have enough backend developers to have personal mentors. Our first homework, it's install all in README. Please check assignment and you will have all information here. What is the duration of the course? About 3 months, maybe less, a little bit, from 2.5 to 3 months estimated. We will check how long will it take for us to follow the schedule and implement all the tasks. We will learn microservices and serverless architecture. We will touch some microservices basics on GraphQL tasks, and we don't study serverless and cloud stuff here. We have separated courses for this in RS School. Is it allowed to install cross-env package for the first task? Not really. You have npx there, so you don't need to put cross-env into your dependencies or dev dependencies. It's used as npx when you will run the script, and it will ask you, do you want to install cross-env? Please click yes, but it shouldn't be in your dependencies list. Final task is solo or team. It's solo task, as I already mentioned. How many points do I need to get a certificate? These requirements may change over time, but approximately you will need to complete all the main tasks, and you need to have a score that is equal or more than 70% of the maximal score in the table. Ibrahim, unfortunately, I don't speak this language. Please use English. Just few seconds, he answered, yeah. There are a lot of duplicated questions. Which level of JS knowledge is enough for this course? You should have good knowledge. You should know all the major APIs, and you should be confident when you write your JavaScript code, because we don't have space to learn JavaScript basics during this course. Can I apply for mentorship to be a mentor? Yes, you can. Your contribution is always appreciated. You can contact me directly in Discord, and we will discuss what you can do for the course. Is it possible to learn it without knowledge of Java at all? You don't need knowledge of Java at all. You need knowledge of JavaScript. It's a different language. So without knowledge of Java at all, yes. Without knowledge of JavaScript, I don't think so. Can we use Visual Studio Code for this course? Yes, you can use any editor. My personal recommendation is to use Visual Studio Code, as it's simple, it's cross-platform, it's free, it contains a lot of handy extensions, but you can use WebStorm, you can use other IDEs if you wish. But Visual Studio Code is enough. For which task Nest.js is needed? You will need it in second part of the course. I might have missed it, what the score is for. This is your rank during the course. It allows you to track your progress among other students. The higher you are in the score, the better is your learning. Let's say so. How we know if we have reviewed in a correct way the other tasks? You will have all information on cross-check submit and cross-check review pages in RSApp. Right now, where I work, as I mentioned at the start of the presentation, I work in a company, EPAM Systems, but it has nothing to do with RS School. I mean, we have a lot of people not from EPAM, so it's not directly connected. So will we have another meeting in a week for the part 2? Yes, you will have a meeting with solutions review. You will send to me your solution, and we will take a look at the code, we will discuss it, and you will have issues for the next task. Any advice on managing time with regular work, study at a school? I don't know. You can manage it different ways. Maybe you have some free time after work. Maybe you have some free time on weekend and you can spend about 10 or 12 hours. It depends on your schedule, but please don't leave stuff to the last moment. Do you have any other good source to study except official Node.js docs? You will have some links in the course program, but not really much. We highly appreciate your self-studying. You should be able, as a developer, you should be able to learn how to search for information, how to use documentation. You can use some stuff like I don't know, ChatGPT, but please don't copy solutions, because you may have same solutions as different student, and it may be treated as stolen code and cheating. But at least you can try to ask chat to explain to you some concepts that you don't understand. Maybe some Udemy courses. I don't really know. From my point of view, Node.js documentation is the best. Could you check please Discord link whether it's valid or expired? It should be actual, at least if you registered from viacommunity.io. It contains actual link. The schedule says that the deadline for the first task is 29 of January, which is Monday, but you said Sunday. Could you elaborate on that? Maybe it depends on your time zone, because it's in UTC. Maybe it takes a few hours from Monday, but need to check. I will fix it. Please take into account that it will be Monday. Yeah. What about test deadline? Can you explain it better? You have some timeline for tests, just like for other tasks. The only one Difference is that you don't need to review other students' work there. So you will have test, you will submit your test results, and you will get score. Can I use FS promises? Yes, it's Node.js FS API part. It's fine, and I highly recommend you to use FS promises over callback API. Is it recommended to do course task on Linux or Windows? Like, it's better to use VSL or just Windows. If you have choice, I personally recommend you to use Windows at least, but you need to know how to write cross-platform code. So we expect your code to be working correctly on main platforms like Windows, Mac OS at least, or even Linux. Yes. But I believe most students will check your tasks on Windows, so if you have options, you may prefer Windows. Is SQL required for Node.js developer skill? I believe that yes, you need to know how to work with relational databases, and SQL is a key knowledge there. What about TypeScript? We will use TS. I previously answered this question. Starting from third or fourth task of the course, we will switch to TypeScript. Can I use TS from first task? Nope. For the first two tasks, we explicitly use JavaScript, not TypeScript. It's prohibited, and it will be treated as external library dependency, and you will get forfeit for this. FS promises was forbidden, that's why I asked. I'm not sure what is the context why it was forbidden, but FS promises, if you are talking about Node.js API, not the external library with the same name, it's not forbidden. Maxim, what coding approach is preferred, classes or functional? I personally prefer functional approach, but I believe you can use classes some up to time where it's appropriate. It depends on your use case. Can I use alternative package manager, for example, PNPM instead of NPM? You know, it's better to use NPM because I didn't test task stuff to work correctly with other package managers. So with NPM it works correctly for sure. With other managers you can have issues. Other students may have issues when they check your work, so better use NPM. How many people usually reach the end of the course? As I mentioned, about 10 or 15% up to 30% of the people. Yeah. If not a secret, which university you finished? Maybe Belarusian State University of Informatics and Radio Electronics or Belarusian State University. I finished medical university. I am not a programmer by education. I am self-taught and I am pharmacist. Yeah, IT has different people. So you are not always engineer by your education, but now I work as a software engineer. So how do I cross-check platform performance? For example, I have Windows and you are saying it's not cross-platform. Node.js is cross-platform by itself. This API works the same way on different platforms. There are some exceptions, but it's mentioned in documentation. What you should take into account that you have some differences, for example, how you work with environment variables in PowerShell and Bash and or the SH, but most of the stuff works exactly the same on different platforms. Who checks us on our duties? To go to the next step, a cross-check review. Please share the key. How can I make sure my code will work on Windows if I am on Linux user? You can have different machine. You can have, I don't know, some remote server where you run your code. You can learn how to write cross-platform code. Okay, so it seems that I answered most of the questions here. Let's take a look at the Discord. You have, once again, you have this frequently asked question stuff. Most of the important channels mentioned here. This is your primary source of truth in terms of updates. All the announcements and changes will be here, and you can discuss first task in this dedicated channel. So let's take a look at the streaming. Attacks deadline, same with cross-check deadlines. Nope. You have submission deadline, and you have until this deadline you need to submit your solution, your link to the pull request, and you have cross-check deadlines, which means you need to check other student tasks until this deadline. It's two deadlines, it's consequent. I see all the deadline for the first task says Monday. Should I submit it on Sunday? You should submit it as soon as possible. We will check deadlines and correct it if it's wrong. Oh, guys, thank you. You answer questions of other students. That's what we like in REST School. It's our collaboration stuff. Please continue doing this. Okay. So in terms of presentation, it's time to finish it. So let me share with you presentation again. We have last slide. So congratulations on the start of the course. I wish you great success in your studies, and we'll see you in a week for your first assignment review. So let's rock, guys. You will have a record of this meeting on YouTube channel. After some pre-session time, it will have good quality, so please don't worry if you were not able to join translation from the very beginning. You will be able to watch it later. So have a nice evening and see you in the next stream. Bye bye.